Okay, so I'm lying in bed and I have a light switch, but the outlet that it goes to is like right next to the door. I'm not sure who did that and why they did that, but it's right next to the door. Normally, when you hit the light switch, you want like a light to come on across the room or like the lights in the ceiling or something like that, but it's the lamp right there. So that's not where I have my lamp. So when I walk into my room, especially at night, if all the other lights are off, then I have to just I just turn to the right and walk over and I turn the lamp on. But what I also do instinctively is I flip the light switch on. And I always expect that the light's going to turn on. And I tell myself the lamp's not going to turn on. I just walked in and I told myself the lamp's not going to turn on. Why? Don't flip the light switch. And I reached out and flipped it anyways. A lot of us are doing that with our lives. We are continuing to flip a switch that gives us no enlightenment. And whatever your switch is just your switch. But a lot of us are doing things to ourselves that bring no enlightenment, nothing illuminating, no shine. And that's part of where finding your peace comes into play. Excuse me. That's a big part of where finding your peace comes into play. Excuse me, I'm choking here. So, okay, let me start over. Yeah, so a lot of us are flipping that same switch over and over and over. And it's not even that the light doesn't work, it's not even plugged in, which means we're not connected to a source that can bring us light. And that can be the people that you associate with are not capable of bringing you light. The way you're treating yourself, first and foremost, is not bringing you light. And also, the things that you're putting into your body, things that you're allowing to be put into your body. Some of you ladies and some guys too, and not just the things, but who is attached to it. Those are two forms of light switching that often brings no light. Often these things will not only keep you in the dark, but the dark gets darker. And it doesn't seem possible, but it is. It's true. So first and foremost, you gotta plug your lamp in, which means you gotta connect to some sources, some people, better eating, less drinking. You gotta plug into the positives. You gotta plug into something that can bring current, can bring a source of power into that bulb to illuminate. That way you can see. You can see in the dark, and there's no dark. There's absence of light. So you got to bring light. And that way, when you flip that switch, then you always have that. Um, and darkness isn't always the worst thing, because a lot of times, we have our moments, but lessen your darkness. Instead of going out and binge drinking, just stay home and eat a pint of ice cream. Lessen that. Instead of having the ice cream, I don't know, just watch a couple extra episodes of whatever show it is that you binge watch, or vice versa. Maybe you need less TV. I think we all do, but yeah, just lessen your darkness and plug in. Get the lamp, get the bulb, get it all in order. And I know that that's a tough thing to do. Like if you are in the proverbial dark. But sometimes, and I don't know if any of you have done that, but I will, like, you got to plug something in the dark, and you just kind of got to feel the outlet, the socket, and then you get it plugged in. Okay, and then you got it plugged in. Now you go and you hit the light switch. Okay, bring the enlightenment. It's, if you got to fight for your peace and find your peace, then you gotta do that. Sometimes it's not easy, and you gotta do the things that are tough or not exactly how we thought that they would play out. But if you gotta get down on your hands and knees in the dark and feel the outer lips of a light socket to plug it in, so you can have power to have light, then you got to do that. And those are just like, that's an overall thought to for the example of getting that job and working those extra hours for the promotion, or just for the extra money so you can get something fixed, or you're saving for something. So being down on your knees in the dark just means that you're really putting in the work. You're putting in those extra efforts to say that, you know, I want this. Whatever your goal is, make sure it's a positive one, and that it doesn't end up with you harming yourself or other people, because sometimes people think those are positive goals and they're not. But whatever your goal is, get down on your hands and knees. That's getting up extra early to work out so you can lose weight and better health. Just whatever it is, make sure that you are willing to get down on your hands and knees and take that cord, take that socket, that plug, and feel around and get it in there. And then, yeah, then you stand up and you're almost there, and then you hit the light switch. And just having the light on doesn't mean that you've got your desired result, but it gives you a lot better chance. Being enrolled in school doesn't mean that you're going to pass the classes. Going to class and actually doing the work, that's what's going to get you that degree. That's what's going to get you that GPA, the Dean's List, honor roll, any of those things. Just being in a gym doesn't mean that you are actually working at a rate that is going to have a caloric burn effect to where you are going to start losing weight and seeing results of better health and fitness. So you have to understand that the light being on doesn't mean that you are suddenly just all knowing and everything else is better because there's no dark. No, there's always still going to be dark, but you just have to lessen the dark. And so I just had to bring that to you as I'm laying here in complete darkness. Well, not complete darkness because I've got some street lights and stuff, but I just thought it was an easy thing to connect with a lesson that came upon me. Just thinking, okay, the dark is this and the lamp is that, and you just gotta break the habit of always just flipping the switch, because just flipping the switch knowing that there's no lamp is just talking about doing things. That, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school, yeah, I'm signed up at the gym, I'm gonna do this or that, and then you never do it, and that's just flipping the switch. All the time you're continually flipping the switch with no result. So you got to stop doing that, and we got to pull ourselves, up from the wall once we get the lamp plugged in and hit the lights and get some real light going on, so we can really see what it is that we're doing with our lives. I'm going to keep it very short at that, and hope that this finds everybody in total health of mind, body, and soul. Always, again, find your peace, and the notifications, likes, shares, subscriptions all help. And I'm done. I'm done for the day. That's my observation. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.